Sometimes a relaxing night just isn't in the cards. Welcome to another episode of Kora'lyne Nights. Tonight, I am joined by Velvet and Joe, who you may know from the other half of Flight Night, Flight Risk Podcast. How are you two doing today?
I'm super excited to be here on Kora'lyne Nights. My name is Velvet. I use Fayfair. You may know me as Anarchy on Flight Risk, but tonight I'll be playing Kora'lyne, a Zabrak Night Sister.
And I am Joe, also from the Flight Risk Podcast. I use he, him, and I feel like I've made it to the big time. I'm at Kora'lyne Nights. Like, whoa! Like, when did this happen, right? So yeah, I'm really excited to be here. I'm playing a Zabrak by the name of Stano. I am Kora'lyne's little brother, and he is this huge, just jacked Zabrak. Very intimidating and probably perfect for this misfit scenario.
This is going to be a weird one. I'm looking forward to it. So is it true that you two have still never played together?
This would be
Not
the
yet.
first, yes, like this would
After
be
like
the first episode of us being together on an episode.
After like 2 years of Flight Risk?
Yeah, how many
Wow.
recording sessions do you think Flight Risk has done? And Dwayne is purposefully keeping the two of you apart. Dwayne is
It's
afraid.
because he knows better. We would burn down our brand.
Yeah, that's why we're here. We're here to burn down your brand.
Yeah, good. That's what I'm hoping for, really. Kora'lyne and Stano work at a restaurant in Lower Gunga Town called Little Cabana. It's well, why don't you two tell me about it? I know we talked about it a little bit before.
I think it's very much one of those places that only spreads by word of mouth. We don't really do advertising, and it's almost like a little hole in the wall joint. Like, you would miss it if you didn't know about it, but it's pretty bustling once you're inside.
Mm-hmm. The thing about it is it's like a beach restaurant, right? And there are no beaches around, like for thousands of miles, probably.
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah. I think that's what we discussed.
Yeah, so it's got sort of that grass roof sticking out of the side of the building, a little patio out front with some of those little pillar space heater things right now, because it's winter, but
Yeah.
people still want to be outside. What does Kora'lyne do at the restaurant?
Kora'lyne doesn't have quite the showmanship that Stano has, so she mostly deals, with cashiering duties, and occasionally she'll do deliveries. It's very much a Squidward and SpongeBob type of situation.
Great, and we can say that.
Squidward, I hope.
It's eerily similar to, but legally distinct enough from a Squidward and SpongeBob situation.
Please don't sue us, Nickelodeon.
The owner of the restaurant is another Zabrak named Ankel. He's an older gentleman. He's owned this place for a while and brought the two of you on recently. What does Stano do at the restaurant?
Stano is actually a chef at the restaurant. He does all of his cooking in front of the patrons. So I would imagine that in a place like this, you want to make sure that the person cooking your food isn't doing anything to it. So so Ankel made sure that it's kind of like an open view kitchen so that you could actually watch what the kitchen is doing. And so Stano he's a chef, and he does most of his cutting with a very, very large sword.
Very large.
Yes,
very large.
Yes, think like Lurch with a claymore, right? Like it's this giant sword that he just runs around that he would run around with if it wasn't just for cutting food.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, so that's his thing. He cooks, and that's about it.
So it is late evening. Probably the last group of people is winding down for the night. Tomorrow is a very, very big day. The Hollow Show, cantinas, commissaries, and cafes is going to come. Host Fry Kieri, who everybody just loves his Hollow TV personality, and Ankel's very excited because it's going to hopefully bring more business to the Little Cabana.
Nice.
Yeah, so it's winding down. The two of you are sort of cleaning up for the night. And before we do anything else, we should probably roll some Destiny dice.
Yes.
Oh, wow. Okay. Everybody
Oh.
rolled dark side.
Wow.
So we are starting out with 3 dark side points. Interestingly enough, our friend, who you may know, Dwayne, donated for Destiny. He has a message for the two of you. Actually, he's got a message for everybody. Hey, Nightcrawlers. It's your favorite morally ambiguous doctor and GM of Flight Risk, Dwayne. I just want to thank all the people who have donated to Donate for Destiny and have helped support this amazing cause, as well as all of our amazing Flight Night listeners. I think I can speak for Mark when I say that we appreciate each and every one of you and love interacting with you on Twitter and Discord. I'm so excited to hear what Joe and Velvet come up with, as I've had the pleasure of having them drive Flight Risk stories for almost 2 years. On that note, I want to give them a gift this episode to make it even more amazing.
I'm scared.
Since I know they both love a challenge, tonight's Destiny pool will start all dark side. Here's hoping for a despair and some classic Star Wars dismemberment. Hugs and kisses, Dwayne.
Oh, Dwayne, I swear, the next time I talk to you, we're going to have some words. We're going to have some really, really, really long words.
Strongly worded words.
I will get revenge. Strongly worded words. Yes.
All caps. No lowercase.
No caps. With exclamation points.
Since we rolled all dark side already, I'm just going to add 2 more. So we're starting out with 5 dark side points. Why don't the two of you tell me what this restaurant's like this time of night? It's probably 11:30, getting close to midnight. I'm guessing this place in Lower Gunga Town closes at about midnight. You're not going to get much traffic past then. What's it like this late at night?
So I'm gonna say that there's this trio of customers, right? That always like think of like Norm and Fraser Crane and the other character that's always with them.
Cliff.
Cliff. Like they're just sitting at the end of the bar, and they're just kind of sitting there talking to Uncle.
Yeah.
And they always close out the cabana every night because they've got nothing better to do.
Great. So they are at one corner of the bar. Ankel is having a conversation with them. Stano's in the back, probably scrubbing down the pots and pans. Mm-hmm. What's Kora'lyne doing?
Yeah, if it's nearing closing, Kora'lyne is probably just coming back from like the last couple of deliveries of the night.
Okay. So let's say Kora'lyne is outside and she sees, I'll flip a dark side point because I have so many. She sees a group of 3 very large people head into the restaurant ahead of her. They are wearing leather jackets, and looking to the left and right, you spot a couple very shiny red swoops with skulls on the front. Would you like to do an underworld, or either one of you could do an underworld check as these 3 people walk into the bar?
I would. I'd like to see if I know these rude dudes.
Just 1 purple. All dice have canceled out. How new are Stano and Kora'lyne to the area? How long have you been here?
If you don't mind, I can answer that. I want to say that we've actually retired from doing, I don't want to say like wet work, but like, so we're in the Clone Wars, right?
Some damp duties.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's just say like we've just finished like a tour of duty or multiple tours of duty, working with the Senate at the time.
Great. Okay.
And now we're just getting back into civilian life.
So this is your semi-retirement. You're maybe not well versed with the local gangs yet, but you can tell that these 3 people look like they're probably in a gang.
Some rude dudes.
Stan, I want to try the second one as they sidle up to the bar and ask Ankel for a free drink.
Yeah, sure. I will roll, and that is green, and a purple, right? Because I have 2 green underworld.
Yep.
Look at that! A success and 2 advantages.
Nice.
These fellows are from the Blood Wolves. You can see that they are all Deveronian. Maybe 2 of them have red skin. One's got sort of a yellowish golden skin, and they've got big horns protruding from their head. And they sit down, and they're very demanding. Come on, man, give us our drinks.
So Stano notices this and steps out from behind, I guess, the area where he's doing dishes and looks down to them because he's just super tall and goes, "I know your kind, slime. Get out."
And Anka looks up to you because he's a little bit shorter, and he says,
We don't want any trouble here. Will you just please serve them? I have some things that I need to do in the back.
So Stano kind of looks at Unkel and is about to like protest, and then kind of looks at the group and then looks back at Unkel and just nods and pours them like shots of the absolute cheapest like urine water that he could find, right? like bottom of the bottom shelf, like I think most people know what a cheap alcohol.
just the bad stuff.
Yeah, right? Or like Admiral Nelson instead of like Captain Morgan. And he's visibly not happy about it, so he slams the shot glasses on the counter and then pours them each half shots.
One of these guys glares at you as you pour, and you see Cliff, Norman, Fraser give y'all the side eye and scoot out of the place as fast as they can.
It looks like you scared paying customers. Very well.
It looks like you forgot that we get the drinks off the top shelf.
He looks over at Unkel for like an answer.
Anka looks nervous. He sort of beat it quickly to the back and is going through something in the refrigerator. He doesn't really want to have anything to do with these guys.
Very well.
The guy at the bar points at him and says, "You owe us this month's rent. You gonna pay up, or are we gonna have to do this the hard way again?"
Does he tell that to me or to Unkel?
He's not even looking at you at all. He's looking right past you at Unkel.
And I look over at Unkel and I go,
Is it true? Are they your landlord?
Sort of. I have to pay them. Otherwise, bad things will happen.
All bad things will happen for sure.
and he stares back at the three.
Yeah, I kind of imagine him as he says that he
Yeah.
turns and looks at them.
Uh-huh. And like he starts to like pull out his like for show like claymore off of his back, and then he nonchalantly says,
You know, I just got off of a tour of duty for the Senate. Do you really want to test fate today?
The one who looks like a leader, the leader of the three, slowly stands up. I want to do the Back to the Future thing, where he stands up like to your height and then goes like an inch more.
like on his tippy toes.
You can't see his feet, but maybe.
So he's got his chin up and he's got like he's bearing his chest like, you want to go, bro? Huh?
Yeah,
You want to go?
His horns are bigger than your horns.
Oh, this is... Oh, don't make fun of the horns, buddy.
What does Kora'lyne make of this? So she just walks in and has seen these people sit down and start threatening Stano and Ankel.
Have they noticed me enter?
I don't think so. At this point, can we get a description of both Kora'lyne and Stano?
Sure, you want to go first,
sure. Sure. So Stano is standing at about 7 feet tall. He's muscular, and I'm talking, what's it called? Like, his brawn is 3, so he's not like the buffest Sabrak you'll ever meet, but he's up there, right?
Yeah.
He also looks like he's pretty fast. He's wearing like the general like black polo shirt uniform thing with like
He's
black
got an
pants.
apron on.
Yeah, and he's just got an apron on over his clothes so he doesn't like ruin his uniform as he's working.
Would you say, you said he was muscular and fast, so he's probably like got a boxer's physique?
Yes. I think that is a better description than what I was thinking of. So yeah, so like he just has this like very, very intimidating presence. So
Okay.
like normally you wouldn't have a problem unless he has a problem with you.
Mm-hmm.
Sort of vibe, right?
Yeah.
Besides that, yeah, Oh, actually, no. His presence is 1. So like people just kind of like think he's like a fluffy teddy bear.
Yeah,
sort
they
of.
they probably think he's kind of a dummy. They just like
Yeah.
they don't pay him any attention because what?
I believe the proper term is a himbo.
Yeah, himbo. There we go.
And what about Kora'lyne as she quietly comes in the door?
I think you can tell the relation by the height. Kora'lyne is by no means as tall as Stano's, but she's probably like about 6 feet tall.
Okay.
And she's got kind of like that, that Asajj Ventress build going on. Like she's very lean and kind of curvy. And whereas, Stano's is a lot brawnier, she's a lot leaner. Like she's very toned. And she's kind of wearing that like short sleeved polo over a long sleeve shirt. Kind of like that Domino's delivery driver look.
Mm-hmm. And let's see if they see you. I'm going to roll a vigilance against your stealth. They're not going to see you. Yeah, no. 2 threats for them, which, if you decide to act, could be boosts unless you've got something else in mind.
Can I put those in my pocket for a later action?
For a little bit, yeah. Sure.
So I think I'm going to start creeping toward, I think, I'm sure I heard a little bit of what was going on and just... I clearly know Stanos enough to know that, he's getting ready to throw down. So I think I'm going to start sneaking up.
Okay. Stano and the leader of this group, they're having like a beef off right now. Who's brawnier? Yeah. What does Stano want to do?
So is the intimidation factor not working? Is that something that I may want to roll?
I think we'll probably want to do a coercion if that's what you want to go for.
Sure. I will definitely roll a coercion, even though I'm not good at it. Let's see.
You have an auto advantage in it.
Do I?
I think that might be a Zabrak thing.
Oh, okay. Well, it doesn't show up on the sheet for some reason.
Oh, it shows up on my version.
Oh, no. You know what? Because I was looking at the wrong thing. You're right. I do have an automatic advantage. So, yeah, I will go ahead and roll 3 green. So
let's see.
Exclamation point R GGG.
It's going to be... All right. It's too easy. It's 1 purple, but I'm going to flip a dark side point over for it. So it's going to be 1 red.
1 red. Here we go. 3 advantages.
So that is a failure, though.
Yeah.
He's standing that inchish above you, and he's got those big horns.
Okay.
What do you say to him?
You have 3 seconds to back down to finish your drink. Back down and make your way outside before I grab the bench from under you and beat your head in with it.
How big are your horns?
I'm gonna say they're at least their horns they're not very big, are they?
Some of them are.
I'm gonna say it's about 4 inches. 4 inches. Yeah.
This guy grabs you by one of the horns and pulls your face close to his and says, "I'm gonna finish my drink, and then you're gonna give me another one, and then your guy, your boss over there," and he points, "is gonna pay me."
So can I say that those 3 advantages?
Mm-hmm.
What do I want to do with those 3 advantages? I'm going to say that when this is about to go down, that I have an advantage, like a home field advantage, right? Like I could see their benches, I have easy reach to their benches. Cause let's just say like the counter, it actually has just kind of like they're at the seat
open below it.
Yeah, it's open below it. So I want to say that I want to have easy access to their benches.
Okay, great. And he sits back down. He lets go of your horn, sits back down, takes his drink, pushes the glass forward, and gestures for you to pour another one.
And once he gestures to pour another one, I'm going to make it look like I'm ready to pick up the bottle, but instead I'm going to sweep kick all 3 of those benches.
All right. You can roll your brawl attack, and then we'll roll initiative.
Yep. Brawl is in the cards, baby. 3 yellows.
Stats.
Yep, 3 yellows. Exclamation point roll. Yellow. What's the difficulty?
Brawl is average. Two purples.
2 purples. And PP. Why? PP! That's 2 successes and a threat.
Okay, what's your brawn?
My brawn is 3.
Okay. 2, 3, 4, 5 damage minus their soak. All right. So I'd say that you still have one advantage left over, at least from that previous roll.
Yeah.
Do you want to add a boost onto that roll?
Sure. So just rolling a boost onto that?
Yeah.
Okay. So
let's cancel that thread out.
Boost. Nothing.
All right. So you definitely hit them. They're not going to fall on the ground, but what did that look like?
He sweep kicks the chairs, right? Or the benches.
Yeah.
Or, stools. Stools is the word that I'm looking for. Yes.
Stool.
He just is sweeping low kick, and it knocks over all 3 of the stools that they're sitting on. So, let's just say that they weren't too. Let's say that they weren't too pleased about that. And B,
no.
The whole point wasn't really to do the damage. It was really just for them to fall down on the ground.
Yeah.
So I don't know how you want to play that out, but I can't really think of anything else that would have happened if I swept the bench. Maybe they stumble back.
Yeah, they can definitely stumble back a little bit. Let's roll some initiative.
All right. And that would be vigilance, right?
I think it's going to be cool for the both of you, because you know it's going down.
Yeah, 1 green.
They're not much better. They rolled nothing.
I rolled an advantage.
You're going before them.
Yeah.
All right. So you have the first 2 slots. You sweep the leg below the bar, knock the stools over, and knock them back a couple feet back towards Kora'lyne. What would the 2 of you like to do?
I would think that Kora'lyne could act at this point because now they're in her court.
I imagine at this point they're still closer to Stano than they are to me.
Okay, you're on the far side of the restaurant then?
Oh no, I was creeping forward. You're right. I don't think I made it too far though.
Definitely you can get close to them or wherever you need to. It's a small restaurant. It won't take much to get from one side to the other.
Okay. So I think I have a similar brawl. I think as they're startled by that, I might just run up and Liu Kang flying kick one of the 2 lesser goobers.
Okay. Go for it. It's gonna be 2 purples. Ooh, failure. But an advantage. All right, so you do sort of a flying leap kick at these people, and maybe they don't see you coming, but it doesn't quite land the way you planned. Any idea for that advantage?
I would say maybe I, instead of kicking the head, I kick the shoulder blade.
Yeah.
So no damage, but maybe I push one of them closer to Stano.
Sure. All that leather, it just didn't get all the way through, and Stano can go.
All right. So the one that Kora'lyne kind of shoves towards me, I'm going to attempt to grab him by the shirt and then slam him into the bar top.
Okay. That's just going to be a brawl check against 2 purples.
All right. Cool. Let's see how this is going to go. Let's see. My brawl is...
It's 3 yellows.
Yes.
And the more words of Captain Falcon, show your moves.
2 threats.
These guys don't like the 2 of you tonight. You go to grab this person by the shirt, and I think with 2 threats, he ends up grabbing you by the arm instead.
Oh, okay. So
you
it's
maybe
fast.
you grab his shirt, and then he uses both hands to grab your arm, and he's gonna try and twist it up and get you in a grip.
Okay, fair enough.
Oof. Wow. Okay. So that's a success, 1 threat, and 2 triumphs.
Oh, what is going on here, Mark?
I paid D1C3 to only roll well for me tonight. So this guy grabs you by the arm and sort of twists it up and then twists it back and behind your back. And one of them has you in a grip now. And this one of the other 2 just starts messing the place up, kicking tables over, breaking stools, just making a complete mess of this place. He's also going to do 1, 2, 3, 4 wounds minus your soak.
Oh, okay. My soak is 5.
Yeah.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, he just punches. Like when he punches me, it just dings off of my hard chest.
Yeah. He's got you in a grip right now, with your arm behind your back sort of twisted.
Oh no.
Yep. It's back around to the 2 of you though.
So, Velvet, would you mind if I took the first round on this?
Please do.
All right. So I'm going to attempt to basically turn the arm twist around on the whoever's holding me, and try to bash him back into the barge like I originally planned. This scene will work the way I want it to.
It will.
Darn it.
So it's just that same roll.
Yeah, the same roll.
This is the director's cut.
With my threat, you can have a boost on it.
Yellow, yellow, yellow.
His grip's not. His grip is there, but it's not great.
Boost, and then 2 purple, right?
Yep.
Okay. You know what? Can I
do it?
flip a light side?
Yep.
And that'll give me an additional boost, correct?
That'll
Or
give you
will
an
it give me a
extra
green?
Extra green.
Okay, cool. All right, I'll flip that right after I do this. 2
right.
successes and 3
All right.
advantages.
Okay.
So
So you knock him out. What does that look like?
So like he's got me into the arm twist. I basically let's just say I'm double jointed. And I'm able to like turn it around on him, grab him by the back of the neck, and just slam his head onto the counter.
It slams and he just sort of bounces back and onto the ground, passed out.
And then with the 3 advantages,
Yeah.
I'm gonna pass one of those to Velvet.
Mhm.
And then the other 2 is I'm able to grab the other 2 before they could actually do any major damage to the property.
Okay, so for 2 advantages, I'd say it's a pretty loose grab.
Yeah, but now I have their attention. That's the whole point. Like they thought that I was okay, cool. They're gonna take care. Like he's gonna take care of me, and then they're just gonna do whatever they want. And then I knock this guy out, and then kind of like grab them both by the jacket with a loose grip to get their attention, so that they're not damaging Unkel's like property, because he cares a lot about Unkel.
Yep, great. Kora'lyne.
I think seeing that my my brawling did not have much an effect, I'm gonna take a couple steps back towards the pool table, which we obviously have, and I'm gonna grab a couple of balls, and I think, once Stano has them like in a loose but grip nevertheless, I think I'm gonna just like chuck a ball at the other small time.
Okay. Great. So it's ranged light. It's gonna be easy. 1 purple.
Oh, 1 perp. Where's my range light? Okay. For the
All right. So 1 success. We're gonna do +1 damage. And what's your brawn?
my brawn is 2.
2. So that's 4. It definitely hit one of them, and it probably like hurt a bit. Didn't knock either of them out, but what did that look like?
I think, in very anime-ish fashion, I think it's a very quick grab with like 3 different camera angles, and then it's a very fast throw, and it slows down like right before it hits him in the noggin, and then it's a little bit of that womp 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 when there's not much damage.
It like knocks his head back hard, and he just slowly brings it back up and glares at you. And one of them is going to do a thing. These 2 Deveronians break from Stano's grip, and a third one pops in from outside, just pops his head in, and you notice off in the distance of your hearing, you can hear sirens approaching. And looking back towards the kitchen, you see Ankel is on the comlink with somebody, and this person pops their head in and says, "Y'all better hurry up, the clones are coming." And one of them starts to grab the guy who's knocked out, tries to like get a grip around his back to drag him out. And it's back to the 2 of you if you want to do anything.
Yeah, so I immediately put my foot down on the guy that's knocked out.
You hear the breath escape him. Oh.
Yeah, like I immediately put my foot down like on his back. And then I'm going to make sure that he stays exactly where I have plans for him. And then I'm going to swing at the guy that's going to help.
All right. So it's just going to be that same brawl check.
2 successes, a threat, and a triumph.
Yep.
Oh, sweet.
2 successes plus your brawn is not enough to knock anybody out, but that definitely did some damage. And what do you want to do for your triumph? Your triumph could knock somebody out if you wanted to.
Oh yeah, I'm taking trophies. I'm knocking at the dude that I just hit. So like he puts his foot down on the guy that's on the ground at this point. And then as the other guy kind of looks up at me, I slug him in the face. His head hits the countertop, and he falls like right, like head to head, like next to each other, like on the floor.
Horns
out.
locked. Yep.
Yeah, horns locked.
Yep. And the last person who's in the little cabana right now doesn't look like they're doing well, and they are running for the door. What is Kora'lyne going to do?
You know, that's why whomever invented the billiard table added so many balls.
There's also sticks, you know.
My arm is better ranged.
Okay.
I don't want to mess up my uniform, because if it's got to get mended, that comes out of my check. So yeah, I'm just going to do another toss, and if I may use up those boosts I was saving up.
Yep, do it.
What is my difficulty?
Same as before, just 1 purple. There you go. This last person is in very bad shape after what you do to them. What did you do?
I think it's the same as before. The throw is not. The throw is great. The impact is not spectacular, but I think I hit him just like right in that temple, and it causes them to stumble into our big singing space fish.
They blink a couple times and put their hand to their head. Any ideas for the 4 advantages? They could trip over the other 2 people.
Oh yeah, no, I think they definitely trip and become a fire hazard for their buddies.
Anything else you want to do with them?
Maybe they get tangled up in each other after they fall down. Takes them longer to get out.
Great. That person outside peeks around the door frame again, opens their eyes really wide, and just books it. And you hear the engine of a swoop start up. The sirens outside are getting louder and closer, and the swoop sounds like it is taking off down the street.
So Stano looks over to Kora'lyne and goes,
Remember what we did on Kashyyyk?
I remember well.
Very good.
So he starts to drag the 2 outside.
Mm-hmm.
He takes off their jackets and then like grabs like some rope and then hangs them like on the front of the shop, like by their feet, just hanging upside down. And then puts like both of their jackets like on a wooden post, and then like just like basically puts a knife through the wood and through their jacket, so that's hanging out. Like the jackets are hanging on this wooden post and being held and the knife is going right through their insignias.
Yeah, they've got these big patches of sort of a red wolf skull with horns.
Yeah,
and your knife is like right through it.
Yep.
And since this is a beach themed restaurant, I think they are now hanging next to a big hanging styrofoam shark.
The space shark.
Oh, that's so good.
Jaws now has company outside.
Or should we call it Shaw's? Or
it's Shaw's, yeah.
Let's call it Spaws.
Spaws has company outside.
Space Jaws.
At one point, Kora'lyne like glued a laser pointer to its forehead so it could have a freaking laser beam.
Of course. And inside, you hear Ankel worrying over the state of his restaurant. The clone cruisers they pull up outside, and a couple clone officers come out. They've got their blasters drawn, and one of them approaches you. He's got the little blue shoulder pauldron.
Yeah.
We were called about a disturbance. Is everything all right?
Ah, very good. Clones. Well, comrade. We had a bit of disturbance.
As he he takes out his he's got like a little pouch with his his military ID and stuff like that, and kind of shows it to him.
Mm-hmm.
My sister and I were on leave and decided to take up a little bit of civilian life when these lowlife scumbags decided to come into our restaurant and try to extort funds from our employer.
Ankel comes out the front door, and the clone looks sort of back and past you. Another one goes up to the jackets and looks at the insignia and turns back to his boss and says, "Sir, it's the Blood Wolves again. How long have they been bothering you?" And Ankel says,
They've been coming by for about 2 months now.
"And you didn't call us before?"
No, they threatened me, but something even worse has happened now.
"Oh, what's that?"
Well, cantinas, commissaries, and cafes is gonna come here tomorrow, and we're all out of Nexu fish.
Let's not worry about the state of the restaurant. We're just out of fish. That's so. What a twist! Oh,
That's
God.
the
Oh, I love you, Mark.
And Ankel turns to the two of you and says,
I'm gonna need you to do an extra errand before you're off tonight. I'll pay you double time. Just please, find some Nexu fish. It's our specialty.
Thanks for listening to another episode of Coruscant Nights.
Coruscant Nights is a production of Nightcast Creative.
For more information on this and our other projects, visit nightcastcreative.com.
Thanks to Velvet and Joe for playing on these episodes. You can find Velvet on Twitter at OGBrownSugar, and Joe is at Joe Chasm. That's JoeKhasm. And you can find both of them on Flight Risk Podcast, with new episodes every Friday, wherever you get your podcasts.
If you're loving Coruscant Nights, be sure to leave us a review on your favorite podcatcher and visit us on Patreon at patreon.com/Coruscant Nights.
It's hard to believe, but our 100th episode is coming up next month. To celebrate, we'll be giving away some fun stuff to some great fans. All you have to do is answer some questions. We'll be doing a trivia contest through our Discord server. Every day for the month of October, I'll be picking a question about the people, places, and things in our little corner of Coruscant. One right answer means one entry into our big raffle at the end of the month. Some questions will be easy, others hard. Check out the show notes for a link to the Discord, where you can find the full rules and a peek at the prizes.